Alright, we there, we here, we are here.
Yes, sir.
Bruh, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Take It From Somebody That Knows. Your host, Brandon Diggs, and I got a Newport News veteran, legend. Look, man, if you ain't seen him, get familiar. Mental clutches. I'm gonna let him describe it because I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah,
But it's a movement.
that's
We
right.
in this moment,
That's right.
and we gonna breathe on it. We gonna change some minds. We gonna change some outlooks, and we gonna create some visions today.
Let's talk.
Let's get to it. Hey, none other than Mr. Willie Williams. Welcome,
Hey,
brother.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
it for real.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's great to be here. It's great to be back in the city of Newport News, the place that I love, the place that I was raised,
yeah,
and to see what's going on here, to see the things that you're doing is so inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's out here trying to make their way, but to see brothers when they're making their way to try to help others make their way is what my company is all about, is what I'm all about, helping to build mental clutches, breaking shackles and building empires.
man. Let me make sure this get in the
Yeah, check
Listen.
it out, please.
listen.
That's for him right there. That's his right there.
I
Yes,
got
sir.
mine. Got mine. Nah, appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Nah, man, we got a lot to talk about, bro. Like, you know my motto. I'm always into the deeper end conversations because I want to be a spark. Just something that is just the catalyst for these changes that we want to see. And I think conversations are the foundation for elevation. I follow all your conversation. I'm inspired by your movement. I'm inspired by your book. Author. But we're gonna just piece all the stuff you do
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Like,
no doubt, no
look,
doubt.
look. Army veteran.
Yeah.
A father, like, just giving real game. And that's what we plan on doing here today. So before we even got on the set, it was hard for us to get on the set because we just kept on going, kept going. When you get that good conversation, bro,
Yeah.
it's hard to get to the thing we supposed to do. So dialing it back to some of these things, we talked about the vision. And I don't think that I properly articulated what I want to do here. And what you did today, which stretched me, pretty much forced me, held me accountable to say, proclaim, profess what it is that I want to see so that I can make it plain and clear for the people out here who want to be a part of it.
That's right.
So, and then also you told me, like, don't forget to take a breath and look back at what you've accomplished. He said, bro, you out here creating magic.
That's right.
You made things happen that did not exist. They only existed in your head. So I appreciate you for that, because that's perspective that I kind of overlook at times. And that keeps me, like, in a state of constant, I don't know, just a grinding rage. I gotta get it, that insatiable desire to keep on just going.
That's right.
When, it's easier to you're gonna wear yourself out when we hear the term grind. Not a good thing. We want a well-oiled machine. And so now my mindset is more so focused on bringing on people that you can leverage, that we can lift more weight comfortably and get it done. So appreciate the perspective, but diving into you taking this trip home. First off, let's just talk about what pulled you back to the great city.
You, and also we got the game, Warwick versus Phoebus, show
Oh,
here
man.
right now, yeah. Hey, shout out to all the Warwick Raiders, yo. I hope y'all do real well tomorrow. Shout out to Jeremy, too, Blunt, the head coach over there at Phoebus, man. You're doing a great job, impeccable job with them young men out there.
Yeah.
But also coming back home, too, is to help the young brothers that's never left from here. And even when we were speaking earlier, a big thing that's a problem with a lot of our young men and women as well is that you never want to leave from here. And it doesn't mean that you don't come back home, but you must understand, when you broaden your perspective on life, when you start looking at other things, people doing things from other angles that you're not accustomed to, it's going to expand your thoughts. It's going to expand what you even want in life. It's going to take you off of that Newport News plantation and put you out here into that world. And that's what my brand, and that's what we all should be aiming to do, is to get our minds free from believing that there's only one way to do things. And that's what got us a lot of times, because we believed that there was only one specific way we could do it. A lot of times it just started with your parents. We were speaking on that earlier. A lot of times it started with your parents saying that this is what you must do in order to be successful. But I challenge everybody to ask yourself this question. The same people that's telling you what it is to be successful, are they successful? Are they doing the things that they're trying to tell you to do? And if they're not doing those things, how? How can they possibly get you to where you're trying to go? For me, I think it's almost virtually impossible. That's why I believe that it's very strong for us to go out here and really look into the world. Really go out here and travel and listen to other people and be in other areas, because it's going to open up your mind whether you want it to or not. It's definitely going to do it, period. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. So when did you, let's just take a dive into your journey. When did you hit that first gear, since we talk about clutches?
The first gear for me was, you talking about as far as the book?
No,
Or
I mean
just
like in life, like where you.
When I left. When I went to the military in 2001. I went out there to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
How old were you? Let's paint this
18.
picture.
I was 18 years old. Okay, let's go. We go back to work, playing basketball, doing all of that. However, my grades, I didn't care about grades. You know, it was about ball and being entertaining, I guess you could say, in high school. And I didn't have a concept on why the grades were so important. I heard what people said, but I didn't understand, it's much bigger than you getting a good grade in this class. You need to get this NCAA clearinghouse straight so you can go out here and go. I wasn't getting that information. So for me, I just, I had to do something. And the one thing I didn't want to do was sit around and do nothing. So I went to the military. I ain't picked no good MOS, no job, no good job. I was a truck driver. I'm trying to get in and get out as quick as possible.
Yeah, boy.
So when I went over to Fort Leonard Wood for basic training in AIT, I started getting around a lot of different people. And in the military, I started seeing it's not as hard. You went to war and you played for, God bless his dead, Coach Moore. Coach Moore was a drill sergeant. He just didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Great man. Missed him to death. But I was already prepped for following directions and doing what it was simple. So all I had to do is listen to you and say, yes, drill sergeant at the end. And you're going to pay me to do that. Man, that pay was much better than Bush Gardens, bro. I'm telling you now, Bush Gardens won't cut that same check as the government. So as I went out there and I started doing my basic training, 88 Mike, like I say, truck driving, I went from there, AIT, and I started realizing that this wasn't hard. But the biggest thing for me was that I was able to be myself. See, at home when I was growing up and things of that nature, I had to do what my parents told me to do.
Right.
Even if I didn't agree with it.
Right.
Even if I felt it was taking me in the wrong direction, I had no choice. But when I left out and I no longer was being fed, clothed, under the roof, and I was able to make my own decisions, I was able to see things in a way that I never had an opportunity to see it.
Let's freeze right here.
Yes, sir.
This is a recurring thing. It's a book, Start With Why, Simon Sinek. And just to take it back to what you just said, like being in your parents' house and just culturally, we weren't afforded the opportunity to have a questioning attitude.
Not at all.
A questioning attitude meant resistance.
That's right.
It meant disrespect. We talked prior to getting on the camera about the origins of things and how they show up today, 300 years later.
That's right.
That questioning attitude, that came from a place of, repressing that questioning attitude, came from a place of protection, of survival, keeping us safe. That's why our parents did that. But now we don't understand the after effects of being suppressed and not being able to ask questions or get an understanding of things. You leaving your parents' house with, that questioning attitude, we know, get your butt whooped.
Yes, sir.
To going somewhere where you can you're starting to explore the world. I think that's like what you're touching on with getting out.
Right. And as far as the parents go during the time, they had to do what they had to do.
Right, for
you
sure.
know, and at the same time too, I don't fault the parents for it. It was their moment.
Yep.
And what they learned from their parents is what they brought forth to see what was going on. And then they started evolving, going to work, and they probably started seeing the work. Hey, if you go in there and you be insubordinate, what they gonna do? They gonna fire you. You know, so
the police pull you over.
Exactly.
Don't ask why.
And all of that goes back to the word we was talking about earlier, fear. And a lot of that stuff comes from, a lot of people don't want to talk about slavery and plantations and things of that nature, but that's where it comes from. And even when I was building with you earlier about Juneteenth and things of that nature, when we came off of the plantation, The thing was that we was not able to think. So the only thing all we did was see was those that was in charge at that moment. We see the way they're moving. When they're saying, how did we get these acts? No, it came from somewhere. Don't think, oh, it's so old, it's out of touch.
Yeah.
We say that only when it's beneficial for us. But when it's not beneficial and it's the truth, we act like it doesn't matter. Those things that happened back then really affected our parents. And not only affected our parents, it affected the way that they taught us. So as times continue to evolve and change, we start to say to ourselves, hold on, we can do things different, and we take those chances. So just like I said before, if I followed the way that my parents told me, I wouldn't be in this position right now. But I decided to take chances that they was even telling me, nah, don't do that.
They want to protect you.
Yeah, definitely. But it was like, I understand the protection, but I also understand the growth.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be mediocre. I don't want to just say, hey, you know, I'm content. I despise that word, content. Why are you content? We don't have that long here on this planet. So in the meantime, while you content, do you really think that your purpose on this world was to go work for somebody else, come home, go to sleep, get up on Friday, hit the club, drink, come back home, and do the same thing until you croak?
Nah. So why you think that is?
Because
yeah.
as far as like, why do we
not push that envelope?
Because of fear of the unknown, not knowing, nobody really being able to come back and telling you the results of it. See, that's why when you see these athletes, I love when athletes come back around, our entertainers and things of that nature, but we have to understand that they're just people in certain positions. That's not the mass. It's only a few that's going to be able to get there, you know, and it goes all the way back to Rome. That's the Colosseum.
Gladiators, spectators.
That's right.
Entertainment.
That's right. Everybody wanted to be the gladiator. Why? But they never realized the gladiator was a slave. But they thought he had the best because I'm giving you things that is making you think that this is what I want. And see, if you look at it now, a lot of people don't even want those things. You want a good relationship, but you want the fame. What's the fame going to bring? It ain't going to bring one.
It's going to tear your stuff up.
Hey, listen, so what do you really want? And let me not get too far off the topic. We go back to, like I say, the Colosseum and bringing those things. This is where it comes from.
Yeah.
It comes from our bloodline. It comes from the things inside of us. As we start learning now, as we evolve about DNA, stem cells, now you're going to start understanding why you think like you think, why you're so scary, why when this person comes over, you act one way, but when somebody look just like you come over, it's a totally different. You act you normal now.
Yeah.
But when some people don't like this word, but I'm gonna say it. When master come around, you know what to do.
Straighten up.
You gotta, hey, shh, don't say nothing. But then when your own brother gets that promotion, oh man, he think he all, hey yo, now look, now so you the boss now you wanna. But when any Tom, Dick, or Harry over there tell you what to do, yes sir, you need that done by when? But when your brother come over, you make it hard, and he think he's hate. That comes from his blood.
Damn.
That comes from when Harriet ran, and she comes back. Everybody don't want to leave off that plantation. Man, hey, get her away from here, man. You gonna mess up. We good. We like what we got. We ain't trying to be free. Everybody doesn't want to go, and everybody not gonna go. But this stuff here, even those small conversations there, it's your development. That's who you are. It's inside of you. So don't let them just tell you now about the DNA and the positive affirmations and all these things and act like it just started in 2000. Nah, this started 2,000 years ago. We just getting game to it now.
Yeah. Building. That's that confidence to go dare yourself to do great things. Be bold.
That's right.
And in the midst of the storm, sometimes even the strong get weak.
That's right.
And who reinforcing the strong? And that's why I feel like it's important for us to move collectively. Start linking and locking arms with people. And somebody got to make a step. Somebody got to step forward. Somebody got to move on some type of faith, because like what the world is presenting to us daily is like, they may fuck everybody. And I know for sure that's not going to work. I see right now, like through the generations, like people that are still on this earth today, I can detect changes by decade. Starting if we went to the 50s, with the the integration to civil rights movement to welfare movement to crack epidemic to music in the 90s, gangster music or whatever, just promoting our thing. Like they give you isolated views, perspectives, and glorify it and monetize it so that your Tribe Called Quest, your De La Souls, your Wu Tang, the people who got a message in their music, they don't get as much airplay.
That's right. Because it's the same as before.
Yeah.
You know what we call that? The chitlin circuit.
Oh,
It's the same thing as the chitlin circuit. Back then when we was doing everything amongst us, it was much more flavorful.
yeah.
Then as soon as they went to Beverly Hills,
Oh.
yeah, come on, Temptations, stay in Motown, baby. They done went across the water. Yeah, you getting more money, but it's not as it's diluted.
Yeah.
It ain't 100%. That ain't that moonshine you used to. They done put too much cranberry juice and Sprite, and now all of a sudden it's not as strong. It doesn't taste and don't give you that kick that you need no more.
Yeah.
Because they put in what they wanted to it in order to do what? Monetize it.
And that's what everything we do. I think we touched on that, and it's just like those people who coming from little means, you get real creative. And it's that creativity, that's that God in you, that's that pulling that stuff out of thin air that can't nobody see. It's a vibe, it's a feel. I give credit a lot to my mom because I never knew I was poor. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up with a poor mindset. I only felt that way once I went to college. I go to the Naval Academy, and they had a way of putting it in my face and letting me know I was poor.
And that's crazy you say that because poor is definitely a state of mind.
And that's the thing.
I came from, I was born in Hampton General.
Mm-hmm.
We used to live off Shell Road till I was about 6. We moved to Beach Lake, Midtown. Beach Lake. Everybody in the city knew we had money under the sun. Boy, they rich over there.
Yeah, boy.
But that's only because they don't know. Yeah, we house rich. But we gonna eat these hot links, this oodles or noodles. Hey, that light get cut off. We know it. Get the candles. Everything was still happening the same. But at one moment, we just became house rich, but still was mentally poor.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start to understand, if we go back to vision, what you want, all of that is eliminated. Because you're no longer saying, I need this big house. A lot of people get lost in the mix because they're following everybody else. I want this big house. Why you want a big house and you don't even like to clean? Yeah, that whole left wing gonna be dirty.
Ain't nobody going over there.
Nobody. But the reason Tupac said that, I remember in one of his interviews a long time ago, he said, why do I need 55 rooms? You know, it's only me. Can I just get a house with 2 rooms, or can I have 1 car instead of 50 cars? And people will make you believe that the spoils of life is what life's all about, but
It's not.
nah.
It's not.
As people are passing, and you're seeing how people going away and they're leaving from the earth, you're seeing all the things that they fought so hard for right here. They can't take none of it. We hear it all the time. You can't take no U-Haul with you. No, you can't. And we got to understand that.
So it's the distractions. It's the world of distraction. And there's so many things to capture your attention and take your attention away from the main thing. What do you do that keeps you so grounded and focused? Like, how do you go through your day-to-day with all of the noise that the world has to present?
Prayer is number 1 for me.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim. I pray 5 times a day. When I started going into like my prayers and things of that nature, that discipline, just to make it, started letting me know, hold on, something's different. Now, another thing with the 5 prayers is that it keeps you from letting your mind go somewhere else. Because after you done did your wudu, if you're still clean and you go and you sit down and you make your salat and you pray, you're in a good state, at least for some time.
Yeah.
All right, now I have to go make my other midday prayer. All right, I might got pissed off. I'm going to reset again. Then, oh, Lord, the end of the day come. Hey, why you? Hey, I got to go make prayer. And then you pray again, and then you're losing all of that, and you stay focused on the vision. And as long as you have a vision, every day I can go look at my vision board in my bedroom, and I know exactly what I'm trying to do for 2025. So when I go out there and I get in sidebar conversations and things of that nature, and it's time for me to go pray, guess what? I got to regroup again, and then I'm going to look at that vision board again. And I'm right back on it. So it's like, and that's why that was another thing that brought me there, because it gives me something. You know, I'm not here to tell anybody about their faith. You do as you please. That's your own thing. But whatever you believe in, make sure it does something for you now.
Mm.
You know, we've been sold the when we're gone,
Yo.
we're going to get everything when we're gone, while everybody else is getting it now. If you choose to live like that, just remember one thing. Ain't nobody died and came back and told us what happened.
Ooh.
Ain't nobody told you what happened when you leave. All it is your belief. But I also want our people to believe you don't supposed to be poor mentally. You don't supposed to be poor physically. The magic you said, the food, that was given to us slobs. But because we had magic, we knew how to turn it.
Ooh.
So now I teach the people. That was beautiful during that moment. Everybody, oh, it's nothing wrong with soul food. That soul food was for their soul when they was working in that field for sun up to sundown.
Yo. Yo.
Let's get it.
Yo.
Let's get it.
Yo.
Yeah.
We don't move like that no more.
Negative. Can't.
We don't move that like, and so, bro, you just mind blown. Hold on.
For real.
Hold on. That was.
Think about McDonald's right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they know that there's an issue going on with McDonald's, and you still gonna eat it. The reason you're gonna eat it is because that's what you've been accustomed to eating. They even turned you off to the good foods that you're supposed to eat. I ain't eating no lettuce. I don't want no kale. Sea moss, man, y'all over here playing. But then when they see people doing well, they mentally destroyed you so bad that when they see Maya, the singer, she's a vegan, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was about to do. Bad. But you won't take that. You say, oh, it's other people like that too. You won't take that as inspiration because you feel like it's too hard and you've been taught not to want that. It's nothing wrong with eating pork. You know it is. You know it's something wrong with eating pork when you go use the bathroom and clear out the house. Whole house got to get closed. Give me 35 to 45 minutes. You got to get up out of here.
Right.
But you know whatever you're passing through isn't the same as if you say, hey, I'm going to just eat some fruit and some vegetables and go do it yourself. Go do the test yourself. Eat a couple fruits and vegetables and then later on see what smell. I ain't trying to be trifling, but see what smell. And then if you do other foods, your body is teaching you.
Yeah.
When you sitting up there,
But we normalized it.
come on, diabetes. We normalize taking diabetes medicine.
It's in your bloodline.
Come
Let
on.
me see your family history. Oh yeah, you about to get it. You supposed to get it. And it's like, okay, people accept their fate because these people say that.
That's right.
It's hereditary. But you could change the way you eat. You could change the way you exercise.
All of that.
And like you said, like, yeah, soul foods, I'm still stuck on it. That served us in those times.
That's it.
And since we don't move physically in that capacity anymore, like,
Obesity is coming.
and you see it, and it's creeping down in the ages. The kids look a lot older than what they are.
Bruh. They got full beards in the 8th grade. I don't know what they're eating. All of y'all young people out there, I'm going to tell you now, I would like to know what y'all eating to get full beards. Before that, all I had was a little sideburn, some peach fuzz. But now y'all asking me for what beard oil do I use?
Yeah.
What food are you eating to make?
That's crazy.
But is it steroids in it? We don't have to ask that question. That boy got a full beard at 13 years old. But the thing is, again, are we willing to say, I'm going to stop these things for the betterment of myself? But when you've been taught self-hate, when you've been taught that you're not who you are for all of these years, don't worry. It's going to be even more difficult for you to come back and say, you know what, I'm better than that. I can eat this good food. It ain't nothing. I'm going to eat the good food because I want to take care of this body.
Right.
I know this body was a gift to me from somewhere. And I'm going to take care of it.
I like to look at correlations and origins and how things came to be.
That's right.
And why they served their purpose in that time, and how evolution is necessary.
100%.
We got to evolve.
Yes, sir.
But we like to stay on the antiquated things because of the feeling that it brings us. the emotions that's attached to it. And I know that we're dynamic beings, being men and women, and we can experience the whole myriad of emotions. But we got to come out of the emotional set and get into a logical set, and that requires leadership.
That's right.
And somebody has to. We have divine positions. I believe this. Um, Men, visionaries, foresight, lead. Women, nurturers, and it's not a. I think it's a yin and a yang. Both are necessary, because that warrior, he's going to swing that axe, but if he's swinging off his own motivation, that fades.
Yeah,
That's fleeting.
that's right.
But the moment he can hear that nurture in the background saying, "Babe, you killing that," bro, it's a whole another level in there that you don't know nothing about, and that's the dynamic. Like, if that woman plays that position, that man is going to move mountains.
That's right.
But the way the world's set now, women want that position.
They do. And the thing is too, from a different light. I want you to look at it like this. When we go back again, like I say, a lot of people don't like to talk about the plantation.
Mm-hmm.
When we wasn't taught to think, you wasn't taught to think, you was taught to do. You're going out here at this time, you're coming from here at this time. You was taught routines. Our ancestors was taught routine after routine after routine. This is what you're gonna do. Get up, sit down, get up, sit down. We never had to think for ourselves. What we had to do back then was work and let them do the thinking, and all we did was work.
Execute, yeah.
Trickled down still to this day. So when you see somebody not wanting to do something, nah, I'm good. Imagine the jobs or any positions. The one thing that our people hate is when you come in there and say, hey, we're about to do this different, or we're not doing it no longer like this. We got to go, hey, we're about to take a class because we're going to use this new system instead of this. Well, what's wrong with the old system? Why we can't keep using what? Because we have a better way. Well, I don't want to learn the better way. I can do it right here with this. And this comes from never having to think. But now you got to sit down in that class and you got to relearn something that you finally feel like, hey, I finally learned this one. Now you want me to go to something different because you was never told, never allowed to think for yourself. So now when somebody else has to think for you and then they're telling you you're going to have to think to learn something, it discourages a lot of our people. And if we go back to that moment in time, we got to go past that too, because over there in Africa, at home, I call it the motherland. Been there, I've been blessed to be able to go there quite a few times. When you go over there, you got to understand that I can tell that our people are detached from the brain. We're the brain. Whether they want to believe it or not, or nobody, they pulled the brain out of Africa and brought it right here. And all of our people over there, if we connect the brain back with the masses, oh, y'all talking about America, if we get back over there, but the thing is, we're not going over there to stay, because what we understand is the earth is our turf. Not just America, not just Africa. We was traveling, doing things way before all over the place. You find Olmec heads in Mexico. You find pyramids here you find things all over to let us know that, hey, we was already traveling before this bad situation happened. Slavery was just a situation. It wasn't something that we always lived. What they teach us, they taught us that Africa we was swinging on trees. No, the reason they wanted us is because they seen our civilization. They seen our pyramids. They seen our foundations. They seen our families, and they wanted it for themselves. However, they didn't want to do it the way that we were doing it. That correct way, that disciplined way. They wanted to do it where grace, not law. They say grace, not law. Everybody can do wrong. Everybody does wrong. But whenever you want to run something properly and do something properly, you're organized. You make sure that what you do is a certain way. But they tell you that it's all right to be, no, you're supposed to have
Order.
Got to.
Order. It's a process. It's systems.
No order means it's no peace with it.
Bruh, okay. Cat out the bag. I started writing a book, right?
Yes, sir.
I got to a chapter where I'm writing on systems. And I'm trying to understand. I struggle with this because going into the military, I bucked the system. I buck the system. Everything where there's a system, I was bucking it. And it goes back to vision, the danger of being, just having these gifts and not really knowing how to put them into play. But I didn't like to start at step 1 because I could see myself starting at step 8. So why do I need to do this? So I found myself just bucking it, skipping to step 8 and getting the job done and next thing. And I did that with everything in life, like even in my career now, real estate. Just bring it forward to the present time. I jumped in this, and I don't want to say I was immediately successful, but I found success and I sustained success, and I couldn't understand why. So I'm looking at a lot of people jumping in the industry, and I have respect for everybody and what they do, that humility, and I'm seeing greatness in everybody that I come in contact with. Like I can see the good in everybody, right? And it made it hard to see me. I was minimizing me because I see everybody else is great, and I couldn't understand how was I able to succeed as long as I was. How was I able to sustain? And bringing it all back in, I omitted my power. My power as a visionary and how it's meant to be used is to dial everything back and put it in a form of a system. Break things down to their granular level so it's easily digestible. Just the biblical terms where people say, write the vision and make it plain. And I struggle with that until I start hitting these walls, coming back home, like we talk about being back home.
Right.
And I went out in the world and I picked up so much knowledge and so much game. And now it's like, I got it. This is my aha moment. I want everybody back here to make it. Like, let's win. I got the recipe. Like, come on if you coming. These are the words that I'm saying. Come on if you coming. Like, it's time. I got the game plan, y'all. I can see what it looks like. And people looking at me like, you crazy.
Crazy as hell.
You crazy.
Crazy as hell.
What the hell you mean, boy? Sit your ass down. Like, and I'm force feeding it, whether it's like, I went through, I'm behind the scenes in a lot of things. I don't want to just speak on that right now, but behind the scenes in a lot of stuff. And I'm trying to just give things and I'm not being received. And I'm like, damn, like, I started realizing the hate started getting real heavy, bro. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like, I couldn't understand that because I'm Newport News through and through. I went away, I came back, and bro, my whole time here, I never had trouble with nobody. I had no beef. I ain't had no conflicts. Nothing. I'm good everywhere I go, and I mean that.
Well, I will say this: productivity is the enemy to popularity. You came back really doing something, but you're challenging those who aren't doing things as popular.
Oh shit!
So the people you about to mess them up because they not about to work like you, but they're popular. So now that when you bringing all this stuff around and say women, for instance, or even some brothers, they sitting there and they listening to you talk, and you're getting their attention, and you're taking it away from the popular ones.
Oh. Bro, I ain't even thinking like that. Bro, that's way off. Like, yeah, that's because, bro, like, and I've just always been out the way.
You've been humble for, even when we was back in school, man, you was low key, like, you did what you did on that field.
And just
kept it moving out the way. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but nowadays, man, when you come in here, people are still in that mode. A lot of people still want to hold me as Swill. I'm like, man, I ain't been Swill since Ward, man. I ain't Swill no more. I'm a daddy, man. I got responsibilities, but that's where we left them. And what we try to do is, you got that heart. Man, I went overseas and I was contracting.
Yeah.
A lot of contracting companies. I worked for $3 billion companies, KBR, DynCorp, and Fluor. Between Afghanistan, Kuwait, Iraq. I come back and I'm telling my brothers every day, this is where it's at. What do you mean? Bruh, they're giving away $140,000 to drive a forklift. Huh? $140,000 to drive a forklift. Pardon me.
Man, that's crazy.
Time for prayer. But the thing was that even as I was saying that, they wasn't receiving it. These are my people. Now I'll tell you one incident. I was over at one of my partners' cribs. We all in there. We everybody maintaining, chilling. I started talking about it. They don't want to hear it. There was a brother that I didn't know like that. He over there in the corner. He listening.
Yeah.
Man, I heard about this before. Hey, bro, can you put me on? Hey, yo, shoot me your email. Now, again, I got about 10 other people that I don't rock with my whole life. I'm trying to get them to eat. None of them make a move, bro. Shoot me his email. I shoot him the email back. I was probably about in the summertime. October, I got word he in Dubai working. He's in Dubai. And I'm like, what more do y'all need to see? So that's when I understood everybody ain't gonna go.
Bro.
Even if I got all the love in the world for you, even if I want you to have it, it doesn't matter unless you want it for yourself.
Right.
And as far as the vision go, always remember this and teach this, please, if you can to anybody.
Yeah.
When you got your vision, start looking at the ground. Gaze low. Because as you keep looking around, things are going to constantly distract you. I'm supposed to have this. Just look down. I'm looking over there at your watch. I'm like, man, I only got a bracelet on. I need to get, hey, yo, that don't kill her. And then it makes me not even appreciate my bracelet because I'm saying I should have what you got. Why? That's what you wanted. At the moment, this is what I wanted. So why am I focusing? Let me look down here real quick and I look up. And stay focused and tunnel vision on your vision, not to mean that you're not going to evolve.
Right.
But you want to stay focused on it. So if you know things are taking you off.
Yeah. Nah, those real gems, bro. So like I picked up those two from you in this short setting. Prayer.
Yes, sir.
And keeping your head low. Not in a negative, derogatory sense, but like just to maintain focus. Cause like I said, how long you been on this journey, mental clutches? I
wrote mental clutches. I'm glad you asked that. Even this here is we're going to our next series.
Yeah.
So mental clutches, I wrote that in 2014.
Yeah.
So before mental clutches, this is something that I've always felt, but I never knew how to put it into words. I always knew these was the type of things that were supposed to be getting done. But I give credit to another platform, EYL.
Yeah.
Once I said, there you go.
Yeah.
I said, I couldn't piece this. There you go right there. Okay, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Listening to somebody like, say, for instance, Wall Street Trapper. I didn't have to listen to him long. When I heard him speak one time, I said, oh, yeah, he real with it.
Yeah.
I get, okay, you not trying to play. You telling people for real. But ever since I seen that we can be more than what they said, I've never turned back.
Right.
E5 in the military after 3 years.
Yeah.
I never turned back. That joker died on you.
Keep going.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure you good. I'm gonna make sure you straight. Keep going.
Yeah, but overseas, shoot, I done did it again. Hold on.
You watched Trapper?
Yeah, Trapper, EYL, and all of that. The thing was that when they were talking, and I mean all of them, him 500. Like I've listened to a lot of those brothers, but they were being honest about something. Yeah. Now, I will say this. I think a lot of people need to grab what they have, but you have to bring back to your demographics what's going on in your area.
Right.
We from Newport News, you know what I'm saying? So the same things that we deal with might not be the same thing like over there in New Orleans or Atlanta. So you got to come back and talk the speed of where you at. Because a lot of times what our people do get frustrated at is when you leave and come back, or they always think you trying to show them up or, oh, I did. No, it has nothing to do with that. We all wanted to do something, I'm assuming, when we graduated. You know what I'm saying? And some things worked and some things didn't. But it doesn't make me better than you or you less of a person than me. Hey, you didn't get this gem. I'm going to bring it back to you.
Right.
Let me do you a favor. I ain't even going to call it a gem. Just come chop it up with me. But a lot of times they don't want that conversation because we sick. To be honest, we don't want to read. We don't want to take the time. We can't even get brothers to look at clips sometimes. And when you're that far off and you don't believe in yourself, we got a lot of unteaching and reteaching that has to be done, because who taught you that this is all that matters? Who taught you that the only thing you need to do is go out here? This woman over here, what did they teach you about a woman? Even speaking of, how did he tell you to find out if that woman is for you or not?
Yo, I had this conversation with my son this morning. This was it's been so much that's been coming to me, like, as of late. You hit that, and it's like we talked about, my son approaching 17, and it's like, okay, and I'm looking at my life. I'm appreciative for everything that I got in my life, and I think it's just a part of my journey. But it's like, if I want my son, I do want my son. I want all my children to exceed me.
That's right.
Exceed me.
Far.
Like,
yeah.
You think this something? Wait till you see my kids, because I'm boosting nepotism at its finest for show.
That's right.
So I'm telling my son today, looking at my life, and this I think this is men in general, black men in general, just men, period. Society has told us, what we need to do to get a woman. How do we court a woman? What steps you got to take? You got to whine. You got to work. You got to provide. You got to protect. You got to do all of these things. But it's very limited. I can't say I've seen it. And I had this conversation with my mama too, because after I had this conversation with my son, I called my mama like, yo, revelation. Did anybody teach you, what you should do to keep a man? And I went into details, because I was like, because what I am today, I am my version of a complimentary man to what my mama was. And I found myself like probably being out of position a lot.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be her helpmate, my mama's helpmate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I gotta do all of these things. I gotta be good at all of these, because this would have helped my mama. I watched my mama do all of these, when if my mama could have just been in her essence, I would have had that other thing. So now I find myself stripping my wife of her duties. And it's probably leaving her stressed, like, nigga, what can I do?
Yeah.
What can I do? And I didn't even recognize that as a problem until I had this conversation and talked this thing out this morning. And I had like an example of it in its finest form, purest form. It was a woman that I was dealing with. I went to visit her family, right? And this was years ago. And me having the same mindset, like, I could do everything, I'm gonna kill it. I'm that guy.
Right.
And I'm watching her grandfather just sit there like the king of the house, bro.
Nothing.
Doing nothing.
Nothing. Yes, sir.
And I'm looking at him, I couldn't process it. And I'm just thinking, like, this nigga, he must be whooping him or something. Like, I couldn't understand, because I'd never seen a man in his essence like that.
Right.
To where they wouldn't let that man do nothing.
Ain't gonna make no plate. Ain't gonna do
nothing. They just take it. You want the remote? You where you for? Like, and he just sitting there, king of the hill, and I couldn't understand it. But all of that hit me this morning, from the conversation of driving my son to school. So when I finished with him, I called my mom, like, Mom, what the? And then I'm sitting there processing all of this, and this is in a matter of like an hour time. I got hit with all of that. So I know I interrupted your point, but damn, just to bring that full circle, like, we teach the kid, my son, what he should do, but what should you expect?
Nothing. Nothing. You shouldn't expect nothing from nobody. It's nobody else's job in this world to make you happy with you. So the thing is that when it's coming to our children and they're going out to court, the first thing they must understand is what they want with their life. What's your vision? What are you going to do? Because once you know what you want to do, when you're out on that date and she's talking, you can know right then and there if we're going in the same direction. Now, if you sitting down having a deep conversation and she like, I don't want to hear all that. Oh, where Lotto? Hey, bruh, get up. Get up and get out and get going, because the thing is, this is what you call equally yoked. See, a lot of times we're not getting with our equally yoked partner because she might not look the way that we prefer. So we start chasing all of the outside things and we never check what's inside, which is the most important. When the last time somebody said, I want to meet your family before we go any further? Because I need to know the way you was raised. Because if you was in that house and it was dirty and I'm a clean person, I'm not about to lower myself. I want to be able to be with somebody that understands that, hey, when we're clean, this is the clean. We have children, this is the education part that we want. We want them to be athletic in this. If you're not having these discussions, you can find yourself in a situation that you're gonna be putting all your energy into trying to get out. So if you know this at the beginning, before you make a move, the young boys. Now, again, I'm not oblivious to life. Ain't no young boy trying to hear about all that. Like,
Right.
hey man, look, I got a lot of life ahead of me. I'm not trying
right.
to. So the thing is, it's just small steps showing as he keeps seeing it. Don't worry, you don't have to worry about nothing. It's just like a commercial. We watch commercials every day and we don't even try to remember it. You remember that Budweiser frog? Budweiser. We ain't try to remember that.
You're right.
But as he's seeing what you're doing every day,
Yeah.
as he's seeing it, he's going to develop a mind frame of what he wants. Now, the only thing is that when he goes to his partner or whenever he goes out here and he's talking to it, hey, make sure that at least y'all are aligned in that area. When it comes to what a woman's supposed to do, a woman's supposed to be able to make you feel like what you're doing is what this whole household is about. Don't have me out here working my tail off doing all this and you acting like it ain't nothing.
Right.
Oh, I know a lot of people. I had somebody I was doing. Hey, well, go back to him then.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like, but if I'm here and I'm working and I'm making a whole situation for our family, the one that you said you wanted to, that's why she has to gaze low too. Because a lot of times women will get exactly what they ask for. But then they looking at their girlfriends like, hey, hold on. Why you should have never looked at her. Look back that. You know what you want. But you're focusing on the wrong things.
Damn.
Yeah.
Recentering your bro. Like, I'm getting it now. Like they say, comparison, thief of joy. I see that. And I see also how you recenter yourself multiple times throughout the day.
That's right.
And it's necessary. I read Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill. And it talks about how easy it is to drift.
That's right. Oh, that word.
You're drifting. Yeah. And it's people without being recentered or having some form of a ground or a home base, you're just gonna keep on floating.
That's right.
And so the devil in that book proclaims that I got 98% of the world in my hand.
Easy.
And so when you sit up there and you understand the level of distraction and people not having a foundation, not having a tether to something that's real, and they can't even recognize real when it's right in their face.
Right in their face.
Tell you the price of everything and the value of nothing. Like that's what we got in the world today. And back to that word humility, I couldn't see the value in myself because I live with me every day.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, I could just do this. And it's almost like brushing your teeth. And I'm not getting up and professing to the world that I brushed my teeth today.
Right.
That's how my actions are laid out before me. So it's hard for me to recognize the wins because it's like I already knew I was going to do that.
Right.
I already knew that. So these things that people are telling me, oh man, you should celebrate that. And it's like, I know what I want. So that's where that conundrum comes in, like where I'm constantly grinding because the things that I've accomplished, I saw those 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? And so when they're here, I'm already to the next thing. And I know there's danger in that because I could work myself to the ground. I never really get full appreciation. I'm not expressing gratitude in the moment, but I'm hearing you. And it's like some practice that I'm definitely going to take from this, like to help me recenter myself, to get grounded, because drifting works a lot of different ways.
Yes, it do.
And that's just me providing my example of how I drift.
Right.
It doesn't look like everybody else's, but nevertheless, I'm still drifting because I lose sight of the blessings that are around me because I'm past that already.
Right.
And that's killing. That makes me look ungrateful, especially to people who like can come in and pay a compliment. And I'm also learning how to receive. Like I have this giver mentality. When with the blessings that have been bestowed upon me, like I can give all day
Right,
because
right.
I come from a mindset of abundance. And with that abundant mindset, it's almost like I'm hoarding because I got so much stuff in me that I've yet to share because I don't know if I'm worried about other things, but I digress. Where I am though, it's like being a giver, it's hard for me to take on things. So when people want to do and show love, I had to again stop, get present, and say, I received that. Thank you.
Right.
Instead of no, I'm good, I don't need it. Appreciate it though, and just blocking blessings. And I know I know the feeling that's associated with me when I give. Man, ain't no better feeling.
Right. Right.
Like, damn. Then you can see the gratitude that somebody got. Like, thank you, Brandon. It's like, shit. Anytime I appreciate it, it's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. But when somebody trying to do that for me, I got a mindset like, bro, I don't need that. I'm good already. And you just blocking it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you, when they're bringing that to you and you don't need that, is it in your mind ever where there's other things that you need that they're not bringing? If you're going to give me something, then why haven't you given me this? Or why haven't you supported me in this? I don't need that. I need you to be doing this. Has that ever came over your thoughts when somebody's giving you something?
I'm going to say no. And I say no because I have not laid out what I would want from somebody else.
Okay. I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's always like I've been a one man band for so long, and it's like I'm putting my thing on display, and it's like what they say with the emergency response, right? Somebody's down, the first thing they tell you in CPR class is like you got to directly point to people. You in the Cowboys hat, go call 911. You right there with the black shirt on, go get the AED. Like you got to let people know.
Right.
And I think like since I'm right here pushing, doing CPR, I'm like, yo, y'all know what to do. Like help. And everybody just sitting around looking,
waiting.
They need leadership. They need guidance.
That's right.
And for all of this time, I didn't understand again that system,
right? How
that process works. I'm just like, you see me getting down right here. You see me working.
Right.
Come fuck with your boy.
Come like, yeah. What more I gotta tell you? Yeah,
come on. If you coming, I'm gonna keep professing that. But I'm understanding like now you got to make yourself vulnerable, Brandon. And the real root of this, in the confidence that I'm building, is like you got to accept no. You got to accept rejection. People rarely tell me no. And they rarely tell me no because I rarely ask.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't tell me no.
Tell me no.
Yeah, I ain't asked you for nothing. Yes, indeed.
So it's like, all right, I don't ask. So even and that's the other thing with business. Again, bringing it back to real estate. I'm watching people do the contact. They say it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And this is not a flex. This is like probably me being inefficient at my job.
Right.
But I rarely go out and ask for business. I've never done, I got like one internet lead, like somebody that I closed from the internet. I don't door knock. And these are all limitations that I probably impose on myself. Like, don't nobody want to see a 270 pound, 6 foot black man come knocking on their door.
Right.
People ain't ready for that. Man, get shot. or just, you can hear it by tone of my voice, and I'm a real professional, but it's something about the way this voice is projected that's intimidating. At least that's what I tell myself. And all of these things could be limitations that I'm imposing on myself. But to stick to the point, I don't ask for things. And I got to work on it. Just saying, like, get used to that because that's this vision that I have. It's not going to show up unless I am actively pursuing it. And I've taken this passive approach because this passive attitude has done so much for me. But it's like if you're doing all this without trying, what would it look like the moment you turn the damn faucet on? So that's the thing that I struggle with. So when you ask, how do I go about asking other people about other things they could do for me? I'm still stuck. Like, bro, y'all see me getting down. At least that's what my vision is. I know that's wrong, but I'm human too. But y'all see what I'm doing, man.
But I wouldn't go off and say you wrong. That's what comes from when you do things on your own.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people that tell you gotta open up, but they never did it like you did it. And that's another thing too. I think we have a misconception about everybody's way. That way might be good for them, but it might not work for you.
Right.
So, like for you, for instance, as you're doing this, brother, you're growing like no other, and you might not see it. But the thing is that you changing who you are means that you're gonna have a different result. You doing what you're doing. I guess you could say the way you bringing it, man. You a sharp blade. You a knife. Everybody gonna want you to be a Gerber, so they gonna want you to be able to do multiple things instead of just cut. That's cool and all, but your main focus is to be that knife. Now, if you do add on different attributes, that's cool. But I would tell you never to stop or alter the way you're viewing those things because that's what got you there. But you can become sharper and you can bring in other areas.
Yeah.
Because as far as like adapting to, they're coming. Just the thing is, I think too, we want to rush it, even though it looks like it's not a rush. Some people might do it in 1 year, some people might do it in 2, some might take 7. But when you rush it, doing it the way that other people are trying to say that you
gotta maintain that.
Because if you don't, I'm telling you now, that moonshine going from 100% to about 60%, it's gonna start being what everybody else wants, and then you know what happens? You start compromising things that you normally wouldn't compromise because you lose that. You know what? If I say that, that person ain't going. Yeah. And then that's how they start controlling your vision.
Yeah,
your vision is important, but you're sitting up here saying you're doing and the things that you've done, the things that you are planning on doing. That's what's needed. What's not needed is somebody saying, hey, I'm not going to come over and work with you. We need more people to say, you know what, I'm going over there to work with that brother.
Yeah.
Because, and not you going to search. Why not go and search? Why don't I go out there? Because all of y'all are doing it.
Right.
So if I go to that young man, I just heard last person, this person, they said that too. They said they can do that. Well, what can you give me?
That thing.
Yeah.
That with them. What's in it for me? And it's like, I want it just to be readily apparent. Like, I don't want to twist nobody arm and tell them like, oh, I'm gonna promise you this. Nah, I know value.
That's right.
And until I view myself as that, I can't give you nothing, bro.
Come on, you talking?
I can't give you nothing. Like, I'm still working on me, and it's people that are with me now, that came with me now, that have helped me to uncover that. And that's why I say, you know, when you get the right people around you, bro, ain't no limits.
All right.
It's all ungoverned.
That's right.
Governor off. You can't put no limitations on me no more because they helping me. They the mirrors around me. They holding that mirror up and like, yo, this is what I see. I see this. Do you see this? And I had to ask them like, bruh, that guy came to me, Elijah. Elijah came to me. He was successful already, bro. He just needed a little bit of tweak this, tweak that. I can help you, show you some things, but bro, you already good. Nah, bro, I'm rocking with you.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with you. I'm like, man, why? Boom. Came. And then he just like, yo, this ain't what you supposed to be doing. Give me all of this and go do your job. And so he put me in a funky space because like when it comes to talking to people on the individual level and helping them cast a vision and execute, like, oh yeah, I do that better than anybody. I ain't even gonna play with it. Like I know I can talk to you. I know how to map out steps. I know the questions before you ask them. So I'm going to answer them before you even, I know. And that keeps you in that space. Because it's like, I know what I'm good at. And he's like, yeah, but you can teach that. You can teach those skill sets. But the things that ultimately you meant to touch a lot more people. And if you here doing, 30, 40, 50 transactions a year, yeah, you touch 50 people, but you made for a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So him taking that spot on has allowed for me to take time during the day to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't see it then, but I don't know how many people get to watch these videos, and these are the numbers that he's talking about. Like you can't do those 50 people, 50 transactions a year because now you meant for these platforms. And I don't know what these words can do to help spark other people and get them in motion, or just presenting the atmosphere that we building. Um, but all that starts with like the proper delegation to getting the proximity with the right team, and believing in something, even if it's yourself.
That's it. You said belief.
Yeah,
That's so everybody needs brothers like Elijah.
yeah,
Because the thing is that when you have your things together and you have a bigger purpose, you're going out here saying, hey, I'm going to help you, or I'm going to be with you. You're going to be able to help me, and I'm going to be able to help you. Steel's going to sharpen steel.
mm-hmm.
But the thing is that when y'all brothers came together, you're having conversations that's deeper.
Yeah.
Imagine if instead of us hitting all these happy hours and talking about absolutely nothing, you got everybody at your studio on Tuesdays and Thursdays. BYOB. I ain't bringing none of your bottles. You bring your own. But we all sitting down, and then when you sitting down, you're having these conversations. And then as they branch out, you have more people having these conversations because we have to change the dynamics of what we're talking about. We ain't talking about nothing half of the time, and that's why we're not going nowhere. Again, for me to get to your office, I had to know how to get here. You had to tell me the destination. If you don't know the destination of where you're trying to go, you're going to be driving around until you croak. So we got to learn our destination. What is it? And look, again, I'm going to go right back to it. You have been trained not to think of the destination. You've been trained to work so others can reach their destination. It's time for us to take control of our lives and go where the creator, I like to say that so it's no,
There you go.
where did he want us to be? We're here right now talking about something that everybody needs to know that's going to awaken a lot of people. They're going to hear and see what you're doing, and it's going to say, if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
If he, what he say? You know what? I was feeling that. Another thing too is a lot of times as we get older, our egos don't allow us to tell the truth about the falls, the problems we had, the things. My children, hey man, I ain't like school either. I ain't gonna lie to my kids. I tell my kids, but this is what's happening. I didn't like school because I didn't understand how much this could benefit me.
Right.
So now when I could talk to my kids, listen, I understand earth science ain't gonna do nothing for you. But that A in that class is gonna give you a GPA that can allow you to get accepted to the college. So forget earth science altogether. What is the ending goal? College. Cool. What do we need in order to get to college? A good GPA. Do we need earth science? No. But we need a GPA in order to get there. So we got to handle these frogs and these lizards and these aqua fish or whatever. We have to do it so we can get to where we going.
Right.
That's that left turn on your GPS. When you driving straight, earth science, make a left. We still going to our destination. Hey, turn right. That's that government class that they give you in school and teach you nothing about government. But you need it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and you need it for everything, even if you want to go into the military.
Right.
You're going to have a GED and if you get a GED, don't worry, you're going to do what I did. You're going to be a truck driver, a cook, or 11 Bravo if you're going to Army. But if you go out there and you have got it, you need that in order to go to the next step. And again, it's about the destination.
Right.
Where are you going? What are you really trying to do? And if you're not trying to do nothing, don't worry. I promise you this. The conversation going to be the same. You're going to keep saying, I'm not going to do this, and then you do it again. You're gonna keep putting emphasis on things that's gonna do nothing for you. Hey, I gotta go over here and spend $300 on these J's that's about to drop. No doubt. Hey man, we about to go out to the bar and have a drink. Oh man, I gotta wait until. Wait a minute. You done bought these shoes and you can't get a Long Island iced tea? Nah, you can't even get a Long Island now because your priorities is off because you think those shoes is gonna make people think you better than what you really are. So why don't you just become what you are? Because now I already know. I ain't gotta ask you, you go in there, you want some J's? Hey, let me get them. You ain't worrying about the price. You ain't even thinking, but man, just get the shoes. Do you got 14s? Do you got whatever size you with?
Yeah.
If you got it, come on. But before, remember you. Hey yo, if I get these, I'm gonna have $15 left. That's all I. Oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? Baby, we gotta.
Yeah.
What's the destination? And once people really take that serious,
Right.
let me put it like this: once our people start really taking it serious, because it's really an our thing. I know everybody gonna say we're all Americans, but we all have different experiences here in America, and the experience that we experience and the things that we do, our culture. It's always having us just look good, talk good, but not do well. When we're leaving, people are passing debt. We heard Papa was a Rolling Stone, so we know this ain't new. But we keep going down this same rabbit hole, and the question is why? Because nobody's paying attention to what they really want. You got to get a good job. For what? What you go to work for every day? Just to pay your bills and make sure your water on? Have you ever said, well, what do I want to do with my life? This is the time when we need to come off the plantation. See, last time we came off the plantation, all we had was some potatoes and some water and no direction. Now when you come off the plantation, we went back. Our people went back because we needed jobs. We had to go back. So now that you done went back, now you need to know, well, where am I going? Now that we done went around all of America, we know where we want to live. We want to have a house. We want to have our kids. Now that you know, it's time for you to set a plan to get you from not worrying about the $1,200 the president gave you last time. To say that that's the reason why he needs to lead the $1,200. We got to talk. If that's it, man, you cheap. I can give you 12.
People don't know. We don't have a clue about money, and so like, just that lack of exposure, man. Picking up books, understanding like when you understand the origins, it opens up that critical thinking. I had to put it down because it was a lot to deal with. 1619 project. It's a lot, and I think that if you can conceptualize working for 300 years. And we talk about a wealth gap today. Oh, the wealth gap is like getting bigger and bigger. Imagine working for 300 years for no check.
What?
The wealth gap does not compare to what. Now, everybody else is starting to feel it because we can see some people excelling, but we've been here. And we've been evolving and not only just surviving, but thriving.
That's right.
Despite being set back 300 years. But I bring that up because people need to conceptualize the amount of money that's out here in circulation in the world. So when you are settling for $1,200, the real billionaires and all of this, you don't know them. They ain't on your Forbes list. These are the people who they prop up because they got to show somebody having money.
Yeah.
But there's some people out here that got some money that's killing their money, and they don't have to lift a finger because there's this thing called interest, and it compounds, and they can't spend their money fast enough because it's growing at these crazy rates.
Indeed.
And so when we're talking about these just conceptualizing money, because I don't even want to dive down that rabbit hole.
I got you.
It's just our eyes are set too low. Like we got to know that things are possible, and I feel like even playing the money game that everybody's on, this system has to blow up for us to level the playing field. And I ain't saying, oh, we got to go in there and just burn every American dollar, but we have to understand how to corral our gifts, how to monetize things that when we create value, it's evident now that we create value because
That's right.
everywhere you look, our influence is there.
Mhm.
It's all about where the people go.
Mhm.
That's what creates value. Now, when you can put that sticker on it, and you put that sticker on about valuing the people that you are in presence with, like, okay, stop discounting the people in your circles. If y'all doing great stuff, like you say, come in a room, have a forum where you can have a conversation that's about furthering an agenda versus talking about what LeBron has this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I no knock LeBron, but you know what I mean. Like that, don't make that the conversation. Like
Ronnie don't supposed to be in the league. Like nobody. What? And
come on.
yeah, I ain't. What
Come-
say? I ain't
come
gonna go
on.
down that rabbit hole.
We ain't supposed to be this poor. Like everybody talks about, yo man, Black America, you X amount of $1 trillion a year. Why y'all poor? We poor because we don't have an economic home base. Like it's cash flowing through our hands. Yeah, we make more than everybody else in the world because they have lower wages. Our wages are just elevated,
Mm-hmm.
but the money is going in our hand and out because we rent houses. We don't have our own food systems. We don't have our own education. We don't have none of this stuff. So all of the money that comes in goes right back out. When we can finally start, okay, we have our own community centers.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own grocery stores. We farm in our own neighborhoods. We do, something. Damn, we have our own corner store.
Just gotta lower that ego.
Yeah.
If we lower that ego and everybody come up with a plan, I never thought it was hard. I think it's rather easy. It's just a discipline. Even if you look at Newport News right now, if everybody wants to take care of everybody, it's simple. I believe. Hey, what's the first thing we should do? Every church out here, we gonna start having one church.
Mm.
If we in Newport News,
Hmm.
all y'all pastors out there, what you doing it for? If you're doing it for the right reasons, let's get one church. For all of our people in Hampton and Newport News, all the preachers, y'all pick which Sunday you want to give forth the information. But this church is going to be more of a beacon for our people. So when you come in, it's not going to be a Sunday thing. This is going to be that tabernacle like back in the day. This is an everyday thing.
Mm.
So now when you come here, it's going to be nothing but positive talks, workshops, and things of that nature. You're doing bad, that tithes and offering, preachers, you're going to have to go back to work.
Mm.
Because that tithes and offering is going to take care of our people that's not doing as well as you're doing. Now, you had a good run. Let's just go ahead and call it a day. It's time to retire. And now that tithes and offering, when we see our sister over there with those 3 kids who, made some decisions different when she was younger, her lights about to get cut off. Don't worry about that, sister. We're going to use that to keep your lights on. However, we're going to do a little borrowing system. You got to come back and you're going to have to give to the congregation. And I don't want your money, but I need your time.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got a daycare over here. So when the other people working, hey, you come over, I need you to work this daycare, and this is gonna be that. And if you want to keep that job, we got that job for you. Now imagine how many people, tithes and offering, what we need welfare for. If you all these people out here, you can take care of them. Real estate, you right here. We ain't gotta go nowhere. Hey, this sister needs a house. Senator Brandon. Hey, is he coming over there? Hey, how we gonna finance this? Hey, look, this is what we're gonna do. Under this loan, we have her here. She's making this much money from the church. Put it on there. Put that on there so we can get this up a little bit. But it's not hard, but it takes egos to go away and for us to start not worrying about what the world is telling us we supposed to have.
Mm.
You know what you want. You know what you're supposed to have. Everybody knows that a great night is when your family's around and somebody got the spades table popping. Y'all got that good vibe music going. Yeah. And auntie get up like, oh, we about to run this. That's the best feeling and it costs you nothing. However, you want to go out and buy a section. That rosé costs $60 at Total Wine, y'all. You paying $300. It costs, you might be paying more than that now. It costs $60 at Total Wine, y'all. And you're doing it for what? So everybody can see you. That fireworks, them little glittery fireworks, cost $1. Just coming around shaking, coming around shaking and doing all of that, bro. Don't put all of that work that you put in to go right back out. Take that money and put it over to the side. Learn about investing. You want to play? NVIDIA is low right now. Go buy NVIDIA shares if you can. If you ain't in the contracts, don't worry about it. Just start getting some shares with your savings. And as it sits there over the year, which you wasn't going to use anyway, you're going to see that money upscale. But if you don't want to listen to that conversation and you want to be talking to me about, hey, yo, shorty bad over there, yo. Brother, it's a lot of them. It's a lot. And that's probably not even the one you're going to want or flourish with. So don't put so much energy into it. But again, it's not unfortunate. It's just us. We just got to be real with it.
Yeah. This is the work. You know what I mean? And it's the journey.
That's right.
Cause I won't always hear either.
You, me, hey,
I won't always hear.
Nowhere near close.
Yeah, but and I seen small bits and pieces, but I don't know what. I think it was probably my wife. My wife, like she opened my eyes up to a lot of things because I was of the world. I wanted to be.
That's right.
I wanted to be in the mix because I was low key, but it was something I was dealing with on the inside that just kept me from being Front Street.
That's you. That's the real you.
Yeah.
That real you inside, this shell here, this body that we was just gifted with. Everybody gets a body when we come here on earth. But see, the thing is, what's inside of you is making you feel like, hold on, that part that you fighting with is that spirit with that flesh. You fighting with it because you know, even though I'm from here, that's the DNA. All the blood and stuff is making you want to do what we consider the culture and the things that look. But that real you is like, bro, you ain't here for that. Hey, good. You got other things that nah, that's not you. And then you like, nah, man, I'm from the new cats ain't hollering at me. What's good? They don't even holler at me when I come into town now, man. Yeah. Like, what's going on? Because they on that flesh, and you juggling it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you let it go, it's not as fun as it seems.
Bruh, it's what's the word? The word that hit me this week was disconnected.
Yeah. 100%.
Disconnected. And I heard it and I kept on thinking, it was swirling in my head a whole bunch about how I'm disconnected. And human nature, bruh. You want to be connected, man.
That's right.
So, you know, this we talk about people being woke. And everybody made a fad of being woke at one point in time. I don't think it's as sexy as it has been. But being woke is frustrating. That's James Baldwin. To be conscious is to be in a constant state of rage. And when you know and you see everybody going the wrong way and ain't nothing you could do to stop because that momentum got everybody going, you have the ability to just step off and then you disconnect it and you watching everything just go to hell, essentially. And you can see who doing it and why they doing it. You just mad.
Yeah. It's a big task.
Yeah.
When you was blind, it didn't hurt. You didn't care.
Green.
Like you said, you
bliss.
Eat this fruit. Eat this book. You can eat this book and you can read it. It tastes good going down. See, when we was learning, you're energetic. Hey, yo, this is going on. Your deals is popping. Everything feels good. It feels good. But then once it get in there, it's going to start messing with your stomach. Because then you got to realize how much stuff you got to let go that you used to love in order for you to... it's difficult.
Very.
Very difficult. Yes, indeed.
Very. They say, man, talking about escape velocity. And I had Apostle sit with me and telling me, like, man, you got to let some stuff go to get where you're supposed to be. And it was hard, bro. It's hard. You see people that you love and you want to do, and I can honestly say, like, I wouldn't say I was snipping people off, like, oh, you can't come, you got, but it was just boundaries.
Gotta have them.
Start putting boundaries in place and start saying, because I had a neon light around my head that said, "Giver, come and take it, free everything."
Oh, yes,
I got people would hit me up, just calling, "Hey, I need this, I need that," like, or can you give me, or give me whatever. But that's what I presented,
right.
and it was no boundaries because I had this expectation of reciprocity. Like if I do this when I need you, then it's man, no brainer, right? Nah, takers ain't got no limits.
None. They'll take everything.
Oh, you still giving? Give me all of that.
Yeah.
It ain't no, oh man, it's all I need. Appreciate it. I'm gonna save some for somebody else. Nah, they gonna take everything you got and then look at you like you was giving it away.
Right.
Don't feel no moral obligation to contribute to somebody else. And it's like, damn. So I had to start putting those boundaries in place. And that has allowed me to start the load. I can feel the load lightening up.
That's right.
But that don't make it easier to carry.
Not at all.
It's like it comes with some sorrow. It comes with some emotion. Like, damn, man, like these my people.
And our people has been domesticated. They've been domesticated in a way of no tomorrow. But at the end of the day, too, what we have to start understanding too is that we got to stop taking things personal. Everything that's popping off, we got to stop taking these things personal because it is going to drain you all the way through. But if I realize that this person doesn't know any better, if I realize that this person was domesticated to think like that, to be like that, then it can make me say, all right, I know I'm not going to get mad at my child for doing something that they don't know no better at doing. So if I know you don't know better, I'm gone. A lot of times it's like this. We think that they know.
Yeah.
You got to know that. It ain't nowhere in the world. And then you find out you really don't know.
Right.
Where you been at? Under a rock? How you didn't understand?
Right.
But they really don't know. Because, again, what you're doing now is what has to be done. The talk has to come out to let them know, hey, we know you don't know. We going to put this talk out here for you. So because you don't want to sit in here and show how much you don't know, go watch and pay attention and now learn and use it. But you got to they don't know. And a lot of times that pride is all they got. That fake person they done made up.
Yeah.
They're more, they want to invest more time into making that fake image stronger than to really make themselves what they're trying to make this image look like. And if they ever realize, if I just took a mustard seed of faith and went over here, this thing would transform into something exactly like I wanted. But you've been trained to say, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. What we say when Jay and Nas was at it, man? I don't want to hear all that knowledge, man. What you talking about, man? Ain't nobody trying to. It took a long time for people to recognize Nas instead of the knowledge.
Look,
I hear all that dropping jewels and also trying to kick knowledge. Nah.
I hated Jay-Z for a long time.
Jay, that was a tough verse. I still give it to Nas, though.
Like, yeah, I hated it for a long time. I wouldn't listen to no Jay-Z for a long time, like on the strength, because like I'm a Nas guy, bro.
But the thing was, I want you to see a 360. Now look at Jay-Z and see what he talking about.
Oh yeah, because he didn't know.
Didn't know. But look, Nas, at a very early age, even when we go back and look at his album covers, you're going to know something different. Go look at I Am album cover and now realize what he was talking about. It took a long time. Man, you go back and listen to Nas now, we was just rapping. Nobody was paying attention to what that man was saying. Early.
I Am. People ain't looking at the album cover, bro.
Nah.
Yeah.
If I ruled the world and everything's in it, sky's the limit, I push the Q45 Infinite, it wouldn't be no such thing as jealousies or be felony. Come on, like
strictly living.
Longevity.
To the destiny.
That's what I mean. Like, he been new.
Yeah.
But at that time, even then, people didn't want to receive it. But now, 20 years later, it makes all the sense in the world. So what we
But that's
should
30 years.
it is that I'm bugging.
That's 30
20
years.
what? My almost about 40, ain't it?
Yeah.
It was written.
It was really just like
90.
94, 95, somewhere around
Shit,
96.
I forgot
Yeah,
it.
96. It's 25. Boy, it's almost 30 years.
30 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, I just showed my age
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
look, man, we don't look it. We don't look like nothing we've been through.
Nah, and some of y'all young boys, I need y'all to go over there to Chesapeake, the acid, the alkaline. Go ahead and get you some black seed oil and some sea moss. Because whatever y'all doing, we got to reverse. We have to reverse some of this stuff that whatever y'all putting in y'all bodies, you don't have to ask if it's good or not. We can see it. We can definitely tell something's wrong with what y'all eating, drinking, smoking, whatever you doing. We got to slow it down because our brother's going to get up out of here early, not even trying to change the subject.
No,
but
for real.
We're leaving. Man, it's so many people that went to school with and things of that nature that's young. And I'm like, wait a minute, 34. And they're out of here. And they're not out of here because of just violence. Y'all out of here because of health reasons?
Health.
The only country in the world probably where a lot of people are dying from overeating. Everybody else die because they don't have enough food. We the ones that's dying because we eating too much. How we eating ourselves into the grave?
Those additives and preservatives, and it's sitting inside this body. We weren't supposed to be eating it anyway.
But it's, yeah.
But yeah, man, let me get this last little clip.
Yeah, shoot. I told you, man. Hey, I tell you now, it's refreshing, man, because honestly, even just chopping it up with you is different because people really don't want to hear this, man. Like, people don't like to sit down and really dissect things and really break things down and start making their head hurt.
Yeah.
You know? And it's always a pleasure to be able to sit down and talk with brothers. Not just talking, but knowing they doing something. Like, oh, you just talk. I be like, I heard, but if I'm seeing what you doing and I'm like, I get to walk around your beautiful place and like, oh, nah, bro, I've been doing it. But like I say, watching the stuff you're doing that's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
I appreciate that, man, because, you know, I appreciate everything you're saying. I receive every word you're saying, but me being in here, I get lost in my own head. I do. So, a thing, and I think that's something that we got to correct. We got to work on being vulnerable. I touched on it. We got to work on reaching out, learning how to ask for help, learning your vision first. So that you can, once you paint the vision, then you can ask.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. The direction.
What I want. And then people can see themselves like, yeah, I can do that for you. Or I can't handle this, but I know somebody. But it's on us to take that time out, write that vision.
That's right.
Break it down, and then be intentional with your ask so that you can get what you need. So, no, I processed all this from you, man. I'm learning while I'm in here. So, yeah.
Go after, for real, like, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the whole, if everybody just starts there, let's start there and then just see from there. But once you know what you want, and that's the times when you sit in your think tanks, while you sitting here and you like, I know I want to do this. And then all the experience you have. Yeah. All right, if I come at it this angle, they ain't gonna rock with that. But if I bring it here, boom. And if I bring it, but you know, make a left, make a right, make a left. Hey, there's a 7-Eleven. How do you know about that 7-Eleven? I already been through it. Go past it, keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna get to that destination, whether you want to or not. You have no choice. What they say, you keep accidentally going after your dreams, you're going to mess around and be successful. Keep on accidentally going out here trying to do stuff to make yourself better and watch what happens. You go out there and do something wrong, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Keep playing and keep trying to, I'm going to keep going to the gym. I'm going to keep eating healthy. I'm going to keep reading at least 3 pages a day. Yeah. I'm going to keep being involved in my student's school or my child's school. I'm going to be more courteous to these teachers. I'm going to sit up here and do all these things that I know will be better. And watch what you accidentally become. Watch what you accidentally become.
Dog, man, that's wisdom, bruh. It was a pleasure today, man.
Yes, indeed.
It's a pleasure to sit here and receive. Like I said in the chair, I wish, well, we will. You enlighten me on having a live studio audience. So
yes,
probably
indeed.
The next time you back up here, we'll set that up, man. it gets some people up in here and shit, have a question answer session, all that.
Yeah, Q&A, let's get it.
Yeah.
Because that's what has to happen. And then after that, chop it up. Make it fun.
Yeah.
We got to make this junk fun. We got to make being successful live. We can't make it sit up there and seem like, ain't nobody trying to be no Doogie Howser. That ain't who we are. We
Yeah.
want to be,
Yeah.
you want to be cool. You want to do what you do. Everybody likes to see 50 Cent how he is.
Yeah.
But you got to see what 50 Cent did to get there.
You're right.
Don't think it was some just, I'm selling drugs and that's something he's selling you. That's just a product he's selling you.
That was who was studying. He reading. He around people who doing it. He picking up their systems, revamping them, putting them in his own twist on them. He worked.
And now he is the system.
Yeah.
We watched him do that.
Yep.
Now the young people will never know. They will never know the get rich, die trying part all the way up. They only know him from power.
Yeah.
They only know the power that he bring into the networks, his music and stuff. 50. They be thinking he always had it. Jay-Z, they talk. I say, y'all remember Jay-Z back in the, I forgot. No, you don't. You don't remember. So you don't remember. Imagine how hard it was and how many people he had to cut off. But yeah, let me stop because I already told you I keep, and we'll be in here it'll be 8,000 sessions up in here, brother.
Yeah, man. So yeah, any parting words, parting wisdom you want to drop, some gems, some jewels, get the people going. You said a lot. Want to, talk about your brand, how we can reach you.
Okay, well, Mental Clutches. If you Google me, you'll see it. First off, everything started with a book. My book, Mental Clutches. Please, if you have not put your hands on the book, Mental Clutches, I hope you can. And you can do that by going online to Amazon.com, Walmart.com. You can even come to our website, therealmentalclutches.com, and you can get yourself a copy of the book. We have Mental Clutches 2 coming out. This is something I can tell y'all now. Mental Clutches 2 is going to come out. We were supposed to have dropped it. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to commemorate my mother, and she passed 10 years ago. That was another thing. It would be 10 years in May. Okay. My mother never had the opportunity to see none of this. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I said, I'm going to put it out and put it out. When you going to put it out? I said, let me wait a little bit. I need to find out what's the right reason. But again, May 15th, Mental Clutches 2 will be coming out. We'll be starting pre-orders very soon. Any merch, any merchandise, any shirts, I want y'all always to understand that all of our gear has a meaning behind it. It's nothing just gone to say it's nice and neat. Like, even when you see here, we have our cartoon series coming out. Right here, you see it's Mr. Chill right here. That's what we call him, Mr. Chill. And right here, you see Money with a gun. You see smoking, and you see a woman. And what you see here is Mr. Chill breaking a shackle. Because a lot of times what we found out is that our young men are having very hard times with these 3 areas in life. And what it is that we want you to understand that with the right knowledge, you can break that shackle. And you ain't got to worry about none of those visions, and you can become the king that you was destined to be.
Man.
Yeah, so I just want everybody to be able to experience these things. Yeah. I want you to be able to travel the world and go have a good time and start your stuff. So that's what you see in everything as far as our brand goes. But again, you can contact me across the social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just type in Mental Clutches. We ain't even gonna make it hard. If you type it in, you'll see us. And please support. If you read the book, please use a review. Get you some merch. And most importantly, talk to your children. Whenever you see Mental Clutches, if all you do is say, you're gonna be something to your child, then that means my job has been complete. I just want all of us to understand that everything is in arm's reach. However, they told us everything is out of space. It's right in front of you. You just have to believe. Just believe. Mustard seed. That's all.
Damn, bro. Look, hell of a way to wrap up, man. We out, yo. Latin. Till next time, take it from somebody that knows. Mr. Willie Williams and Mental Clutches. We out.
Peace.